Alright, so, as you guys are aware, the Universal Monster comics have been at Image Comics for a while. And by a while, we've really done 3 comics of them. I don't know how many they get to do. They haven't really announced the next comic. Frankenstein is over. I think that has one more issue, or it's going to trade. I know it's going to trade in April, which I can't wait for. And Creature from the Black Lagoon Lives is coming out in trade in a few weeks. I really enjoyed James Tynion's Dracula comic. But obviously, like with the Universal Monsters Image books, it does leave open that there are still a few monsters left. So this video is just basically going to be talking about this video is just going to be talking about what I'd like to see and what creative teams I'd like to see for the next Universal Monster comics. So, of the 3 we've done is Creature, Frankenstein, and Frankenstein's Monster, and Dracula. But remember, there's still a few more monsters left on the bucket list for them to do. Those being the Invisible Man, the Phantom of the Opera, the Wolfman, and the Bride of Frankenstein. You could add in Hunchback. I don't know if they will, or even Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I would say they're probably going to focus on the main 8 and not have Hunchback or the new kid on the block, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. So we've still got 4 of these 7. Oh yeah, and the Mummy. I literally forgot the Mummy. Holy crap. How did I forget the Mummy? So we do have 5 monsters. We've only done 5 of the 8 of the Universal Monster. I mean, yeah, we've done 3 of the 8 Universal Monsters. So there's still 5 more monsters that Image Books can do. So I'm gonna go through and talk about what I'd like to see from those from those comics, and what creative teams I'd like to see, and as always, you guys tell me in the comments below what would you guys like to see. So without further ado, let's get started. So starting off, the first monster I of course want to see is the Invisible Man. The Invisible Man's probably my favorite of the Universal Monster movies. Who I'd like to see do the Invisible Man is Tom King. I honest to God would love to. I think Tom King could have a really good voice for Jack Griffin, or however they do this comic, because these comics are meant to be like sequels / sister stories or even prequels. Like Dracula was treated as a sister story to the original 1931 film. Creature from the Black Lagoon Lives is a sequel. And the Frankenstein book is treated as an anthology prequel type story. So what to do about this? So yeah, I don't know if you could probably do a sequel. Maybe have it be, again, like a sister story, like how they did the Image book Dracula. Maybe have it like all the little lost adventures Jack Griffin went on in between the film. That'd be cool. But I think Tom King would be... He's not necessarily a horror writer, but I think he would be interesting to see how he would do that. It would be cool to see how he would handle that, because Jack Griffin feels like a Tom King character in some cases, so I think it'd be really cool. Next up, who I'd like to see for the Bride of Frankenstein. Bride of Frankenstein, I would like to see Kelly Thompson. Kelly Thompson is a killer writer. She's rocking it at DC. She did a phenomenal Black Widow comic, and I would love to see a Bride of Frankenstein book from her. Maybe have it be a sequel to The Bride, where the bride has survived and is now trying to figure out where her place is in the world. So that'd be cool. I think Kelly Thompson, again, not really a horror writer, but I do think she could definitely pull that off. So for the Mummy is going to be one who has done horror comics before, and is a horror writer. That person being Scott Snyder, and I would like to see his take on the Mummy. The reason why I think the Mummy would be cool is because Scott Snyder's done a lot of vampire books, and Tynion did do the one vampire in the cosmology. I know there's Alucard and Dracula's daughter, but for the main cast, I mean. So Scott Snyder's really good at doing dark horror, and He's also really good at doing like dark and vivid imagery with his comics. So I think getting him and Greg Capullo, that would be like, could you just imagine him and Capullo doing a Mummy comic? I don't know what the story would be, but could you just imagine Greg Capullo drawing Imhotep? I'd love that. So Scott Snyder on the Mummy would be cool. Following that, who would I want on the Wolfman book? If he wasn't like down due to injury and health reasons, Donny Cates would have been cool. But I will say, like, Donny Cates would have been interesting. But I will say the person I will pick for this comic is the person I would really like to see for this comic would probably be well, no, I was gonna say Jeff Lemire, but I was like, he's a good horror writer, but I don't know if his kind of writing style would fit the Wolfman. So I would probably say like Al Ewing. Yeah, Al Ewing from his take of Immortal Hulk and talking about duality and whatnot. Al Ewing would probably be a really out there idea for the Wolfman, but I think he would be really cool to see him like talk about the duality between the Wolfman and Talbot. I think that would be really solid. And finally, the Phantom of the Opera. Like, who would I love to see write the Phantom? My pick for that would probably be Karina Beko. Karina Beko, for those who don't know, Karina Beko is she's done a lot of horror comics. She did a lot of the Alien books. She also did Green Lantern Earth 1, those 2 volumes. She also did Alien Vampirella, and she's done a lot of like Vampirella work at Dynamite. So Karina Beko, I think she does a lot of great horror books, and the reason why I didn't pick her for Bride and why for Phantom is because Karina Beko is really good at doing like shadowy kind of characters. She's really good at telling like stories of monsters in the dark. And the Phantom at his core is a monster in the dark. So maybe have like it be a sequel where the Phantom is terrorizing Christine and Raoul. The whole story. Like you could even have it be like he's dead. Like he died in the fucking in the 1920s movie. Or you could have it be a sequel to the Claude Rains remake. It could go either way, honestly. I think it would probably be the silent era they go with, because they're really accepting that more than the Claude Rains one, but I digress. So I think it'd be really cool, like, Raoul and Christine are haunted by the Phantom. Is he alive? Is he dead? That would be kind of a constant question throughout the movie. So I think Karina Beko would be really good at that. Anyway, so those are my picks for writers I'd love to see on Universal Monsters. But you guys tell me in the comments below, what else do you want to see from the Universal Monster image books? Are you guys excited? Are you guys not? Again, I'm hoping we get more. I don't know who's going to be next after they finish with Frankenstein. I know they're going to do all the monsters. They have said they're going to do all the monsters, so I'm excited for it. Like I said, we're 3 in. We still got 5 more monsters to do. So what writers, creative teams would you like to see for these monsters? Just comment below, let me know. Other than that, hope y'all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.